Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And I don't care about the memes. I know they're coming. I can't stop them, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Today's deck is my favorite deck from this expansion. I am very proud of this creation and super excited to share it with you guys. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about the wonders of frozen food, shall we? Frozen food is a different take on TAHM KENCH. I've seen several people around saying that while TAHM KENCH is a very cool champion design, it only really has one home in TAHM KENCH Soraka, right? And I get a little bit frustrated when people reach these conclusions so early on after an expansion has been released. Like, as if they are some sort of authority and they just claim that, you know, everything has already been discovered. It's a certain degree of arrogance that as a deck builder, it kind of motivates me to prove them wrong, right? And I decided to build this bad boy, which is a really neat concept that basically, I'm gonna like actually, you know, go straight to the point in regards to what the deck is doing and what the key components are, and then I'll explain the entire list. But the idea is we want a control deck or a Freljord-based control deck that utilizes the Howling Abyss as the win condition. This card can generate us insane value, as at the round start we'll be getting a random level 2 champion, which a lot of times are just like absolute beasts of cards. Like we can get like Gangplank, Sejuani, you know, sometimes you get something like Yasuo or Elise, you know, like the power levels go up and down, right? It can be a little bit wild in that sense, but for the most part, the value output is relatively consistent and it does what it does. Basically, you are sacrificing a really strong amount of tempo by basically paying 7 mana and having nothing happen the turn this is played on the board for a card that will eventually win you the game. So in order for us to make it that late in the match, we have to be able to control the board early on, which Freljord has a little bit of a difficulty doing, right? Because Freljord has good stall mechanisms, but doesn't have good control tools. And that's where your boy TAHM KENCH goes in. TAHM KENCH alongside Rime Tusk Shaman was my main inspiration for this deck. In case you're not aware of this combo, it is pretty damn sexy, and it is just, it's so satisfying, man. It's so crazy. Rime Tusk Shaman is a card that I've been a fan of ever since the game was released. This card has been around ever since the core set. I used to run it with Ashe mid-range decks initially until I figured out that, you know, Ashe was better off without the Rime Tusk Shaman due to synergies with stuff like Reckoning and Trifaring Assessor, right? Rime Tusk Shaman is a very weak body for 5 mana that has a very, very strong continuous effect. But now, I really think she found home here with TAHM KENCH, because at the beginning of each round, I'm going to be frostbiting the strongest enemy, which allows me to go for an acquired taste from TAHM KENCH to eat up their strongest enemy, which has been subdued and is just 0 attack for that round. So I am taking no damage in response, and every turn I get to pick out their strongest unit from the board. Instead of focusing on healing TAHM KENCH, we prevent damage on him altogether. That's why we are utilizing Rime Tusk Shaman alongside other more conventional sources of Frostbite, as we are running a full set of Flash Freeze, a one-off of Brittle Steel, and a one-off of Harsh Winds, alongside a full set of the Ice Veil Archer. This is enough, especially alongside the likes of Troll Chant, which is amazing with TAHM KENCH as well. As I'm able to stall out attacks, I'm able to prevent lethals from big overwhelm units or the likes of Lee Sin. And little by little, I'm able to pick off their board as I overwhelm them with Howling Abyss value. The rest of the deck is comprised of certain tools to allow me to keep up the pace with more aggressive decks, as we are running a couple of Omen Hawks alongside a couple of hired guns, which work really well with Iceville Archer, by the way, for obvious reasons. And then I'm also running a couple of Avaros and Trappers, because they really allow me to set up a strong board state, as this 3-drop is pretty broken, to be honest, and it gives me a 3-mana 3/3 that will later down the line give me a 1-mana 5/5 in the next 1 to 3 turns that I can play on the board alongside one of my other units on curve, and thus get some strong board presence, like I mentioned, to combat some early aggression. And we're also running a couple of Rime Fang Wolves, which I'm going to talk to in a bit. But first, I'm going to talk about my boy Kindly Tavern Keeper. Very crucial 3-drop in this deck. Allows me to stay alive against aggro, and also in a pinch can allow me to heal TAHM Kench in case I've had to gobble up something and take some damage in the process, because, you know, combat tricks are a thing. Pale Cascade is a thing amongst other things. So even though it's a thing amongst other things, English. So even though I damage or I frostbite units, my opponent can always counterplay, right? So I have to be ready to be taking damage with TAHM Kench, and Tavern Keeper can really come into play defending him right there. As Rhymefang Wolf is a really neat addition to this deck, because it's basically there to patch up certain matchups. Primarily the TAHM Kench Soraka matchup, as I'm able to utilize Rhymefang Wolf alongside Frostbites to one-shot their Soraka and most importantly their TAHM Kench. So if I have a Rhymefang Wolf on the board and my own TAHM Kench, I lock them down. And I prevent them from setting up a TAHM Kench safely, as they only have the likes of Pale Cascade and Bastion to boost his attack, which means I can Frostbite TAHM Kench or even Troll Chant it and then, you know, hunt it down with my Wolf. As if I'm able to remove their TAHM Kench and Sorakas, I just completely shut down their strategy and just dominate them with ease, which is really neat, considering that's supposed to be the best TAHM Kench deck out there, right? As this card is also one of the few ways that I can get the upper hand or make a comeback against the likes of Swain Twisted Fate, which is by far our worst matchup because they have very cheap sources of removal. They could be running Culling Strike, even though they don't need to, as they are able to utilize Ravenous Flock alongside their damage-based removal to wear down my TAHM Kench, and they can also very easily remove the Rhyme Tusk Shaman as well. So Rhymefang Wolf is there to knock out Swain and the Leviathan after a Frostbite, as we do aim to protect them from removal through the help of Troll Chant. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the deck list right there. A couple of Avalanches for a little bit of board control against aggressive decks. And Trundle is there for support, basically. Not really a win condition, but just an extra source, like a good champion. Honestly, just really good. That alongside with the Ice Pillar can allow us to pick off certain units as well. Him and TAHM Kench work really well together to make sure that I dominate the board, as the Howling Abyss then does the rest. Salvage is there to draw, because I'm only running 2 copies of Howling Abyss because I don't want to be drawing multiple copies of this card. So instead I have a full set of this to draw through my deck in case I do run out a little bit of gas, since I don't have any other source of card draw in the build. And we have a pretty reactive build to begin with. Fear of the North, also very important to keep our TAHM Kench alive, counter Culling Strike amongst other things, and also just survive challenger attacks amongst others. So that's why I'm running it as a 2-of there. And that's it, man. Really, really fun deck. I got some insane gameplay for you guys today. I think you guys are really going to like it. And that's all I got to say. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Leave a like for your boy Tommy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright. Master player playing Lee Sin.
You are my favorite streamer.
Ouch. I'm going to keep the Omen Hawk and the Make It Rain. The Make It Rain allows us to potentially bop Bastion and also pick off certain units. Rhyme Tusk Shaman is vulnerable. It's a little bit vulnerable too. I'm going to mulligan it away. I'm going to keep Trundle because she's like, I would like to see if I can get a buff with her, even though the odds are not great, but if I could get her buffed in some way, I'm going to keep this. It's like whenever I see like a tweet from a player being like, "Oh, just reached top X in Masters with went like 11-1 with Lee Sin," it's just like, bruh. Under like all continents within our planet, please name like one human being who gives a fuck, you know? Like, like okay, yeah, you got high up in Masters with a broken ass champion that needs to be hot fixed. Good for you. Well done. Oh! We did it. We did it, boys. What can he do for 3 mana here? He could potentially set up a... I'm gonna pass. I'm fine with this.
Force is meaningless without skill.
It's your boy.
Night descends.
Conflict is all in the mind.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world. The frost reveals all to me.
What's the name of this deck? I love the ones you give to the decks featured on YouTube videos. It's called Cold Food.
Through me, then let it roar. A true Freljordian welcome.
Sends chills up my spine. Winter is the Freljord's true ruler. The frost reveals all to me.
Looking into the future, I see purple. Celestial power.
No more lies. Bitter cold.
My life for Avarosa.
Moonlight guide me.
I'll see this through. Conflict is all in the mind.
I need to focus because I want to make sure that I don't make a single mistake. I can't afford to in this matchup. I can't. The moment I slip is the moment I go down. So to explain what's going on through my head right now, he has to do something here because he's going to overdraw. He has a total of 7 cards in his hand plus these 3 gems. That's why I've been counting his cards again and again just to make sure. All right, which means that he has to do something. Which means that if he plays something here, I can avalanche him. So I'm gonna drop Trundle. I'm gonna wait for him to do something. If not, I'll make him burn a card. Now, should I avalanche here, actually? I probably don't have to, actually. I mean, I clear this, which is important, but I can always... Yeah, if this wasn't buffed, I would, but I don't need to anymore, I think. The problem is I need to deal with this because he's also like he's making it so that if I do go for avalanche here, I make it so that Diana gets this gets frostbite instead of Diana, which is really important. No, but I'm just gonna wait here.
Sends chills up my spine.
It's always cold in the Freljord. You're in my kingdom now. Take forever, why don't you?
I will not hold back.
One smack'll do. A little snowball.
The dragon spirit awakens.
As long as I have a flash freeze, I can stall that one turn. This is fine.
The frost reveals all to me.
Conflict is all in the mind. I will not hold back.
This might hurt you.
Strike firmly. Center your spirit.
I will be heard.
Yeah!
We can do this!
Ice runs in our veins.
Smashing!
A beacon in battle!
This is gonna be fun! One smack'll do! Renee, let us unleash the dragon's wisdom.
It will be a joy.
Get bloody, get paid.
By the light!
It's your boy.
Reveal all to me.
There you are. Took you a while, Tommy boy. All right.
Time for violence.
Our enemies cannot hide.
Ill met by moonlight. Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
Come at me. Come at me, bro.
Yeah! I'll see this through.
No more lies. Face your heretic.
My lands need me. Prepare yourself.
A beacon through the dark!
I want to keep his Lee Sin on the board.
Even at war, you remain so calm.
Would panicking help, brother?
And for those of you wondering, like, Do I find it ironic? Woo!
Runs in our veins.
Do I find it ironic that the Lee Sin player is facepalming? Yes. And I love it. I love tilting these fuckers who abuse this shit. It gives me joy and pleasure and all them things. Me to battle. Let's get him. That's just that's great. I should have attacked with Tron though. I made I derped. Sorry. It's time for your boy.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
Table for one. If
You oblige. Hello there, Lee Sin. Are you ready to get in my belly? You aren't? That's too bad.
Sends chills up my
where there's a will, there's a
Nani? Get the fuck out of here!
now we gormandize.
There we go. Ugh. Okay, this is our worst matchup. Like we actually have not, we have not been able to defeat Swain TF. So let's see if we can do it this time around. I'm gonna keep Trondo and TAHM KENCH here.
Bounty Bowl knows me that.
I do believe that there is a solid argument for nerfing Ravenous Flock. But the problem is if you nerf Ravenous Flock, it just kind of becomes, you know. Okay, so he's trying to go wide here. We will stop him. Or at least
A true Freljordian welcome.
hold him back. This archer can trade with the butcher
Dead don't need riches.
because it's gonna die to like 1 billion pings, so I'd rather trade off with the 1-drop there. Or just halt his attack completely. Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Leaping into action.
Save the homestead.
I'm gonna avalanche. Alright, so we know he has Noxian Fervor.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
He just told us, hey, Miguel, I have Noxian Fervor in my hand.
Send them running.
I'm gonna wait for TAHM KENCH, I believe. I mean, why not play him now, though? He's thick.
I'll scrutinize something scrumptious.
Year and
Louisiana!
a half. Love the content. When you get sick of Runeterra near the neck patch. Any chance we can see some Among Us YouTube videos or stream with a delay? I found it very entertaining.
Dude, I love the game. I just don't know if people want to see that, but I absolutely love the game. I could play Trundle on curve here, but I would like to play the Avarice Trapper. I'm gonna play this before dropping the Trapper.
The trap is set.
Because I don't want to buff the Yeti. The Yeti as a 5/5 is already fine. We know one of his cards is Noxian Fervor, so okay, that avalanche is neat.
I'll buy some time. Over there.
play Yeti. Let's keep track of this Twisted Fate though. Let's wait for him to commit to it, and then we avalanche.
These are troll lands.
I do feel, as much as I love Swain Twisted Fate, which does bias me a little bit.
Courage, excuses for war.
Bow to your king.
Easy.
I do feel like Ravenous Flock could be nerfed to 3 damage.
They should thank you for that. Such little life. Victory awaits.
Troll out.
Destination in sight. Bring these lads.
Just we have such a difficult time.
Winter is the Freljord's true ruler.
Warm hearts and hot soup.
I'm reserve the bigger one here.
The frost reveals all to me.
I will break them.
I've whipped up something special.
This one's on the house. Sacrifices must be made.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world.
Fire! Bleed for Noxus.
Ice runs in our veins.
I could have played the archer.
Ready, Rex? Not yet. Good to go! Such little life. Winter, take you!
They have to stop strike. Got a surprise for him.
I'll protect the villages. Artillery barrage! I will break them.
Maybe I should not have risked Trundle. Like, in hindsight, I probably should not have risked Trundle.
Darken the skies!
Bit late for that. Man, I still can't win that matchup. Like the Swain Leviathan late game, I have to prioritize eliminating Swain, which means I should not have risked Trundle there. That's on me. That's on me. Like, I could have played that differently. I could have, like, not attacked there. Because I knew I was vulnerable to a Ravenous Flock if I did that. And I need to use Strundle to eliminate Swain, so I should not have risked him. I think that decision would ultimately have won me the game. I want to keep the Rhyme to Shaman, to be honest. Even if it does seem a little bit early for that. Because this card can just like put in the massive work in a matchup like this. And we have Avalanche to deal with like a spread out early board state. What about putting Shadow Owls in the deck instead of Bilgewater? It's a different deck. I want to play with TAHM KENCH and combining Rhyme to Shaman. Like, why would I even play Rhyme to Shaman if I'm not playing TAHM KENCH? Jeez Louise, man. I know I seem a little bit snappy today, but just don't at me with dumb questions, please. I don't care if I'm coming off like a dick. Just don't do it.
I am unbinged.
They are nothing.
Stick the hit.
Appetizers of plenty.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world. Prove your worth, Zephyros. Sends chills up my spine.
I'm sure there's something for my tastes.
Break them!
You had your chance to walk away.
God, this chain is so satisfying.
This is our provenance.
do you breathe there?
What will you have?
Ice runs in our veins.
Oh, I don't require menu.
Dude, this combo's so sick. This is like the perfect matchup to showcase these two. The absolute oh my god, dude. Oh my goodness.
Sends chills up.
I'm gonna
Appetizers of plenty.
prioritize my TAHM KENCH's like survivability here because I need one more capture, and we are gonna level him up here.
They would fall by my blade.
And getting to obliterate these units and not have to worry about him getting them back is really, really important. This combo is so sick, man.
Allow me a small sample. All shall drown in my magnificence.
In my magnificence, America. All right, chow down, boy. Let your obesity shine. Look at that gluten-free meal, boy.
Now we gormandize.
This can also be a tough matchup because Calling Strike and Reckoning just really fuck us up. But he's still playing Sejuani like a scrub. You should play the Tusk Rider with the Arena. In my opinion. Let's wrap this. I don't think I need Troll Chant as of now. Alright. Let's drop you as well. Let's keep the Tavern Keeper just to make sure that we have an early play. Let's play a little bit better. Toe, yes, thank you for the sub.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
Trade? No? Aw.
Patience. Nothing escapes my watch. Winter take you. Knocked and ready.
For glory.
Yeah, I should not have played that there. I'm misplaying. I'm actually misplaying pretty heavily here. I'm misplaying pretty heavily. There's no reason to.
Nice to meet you.
What did you catch?
I'll knock 'em dead.
Ready the torches.
Like, I don't care if I draw them a card there. Like, I really, really want to start weakening their board. Okay, that's a thick Tavern Keeper.
Winter take you.
Fuck's sake, man.
What will you have?
Don't calling strike me.
I'll cut them apart. You're mine.
You got a problem?
Remember me.
What if he has Shatter? If he has Shatter, I could have because I can't save him. Okay. All right. How come he only got one buff? Oh, because yeah, makes sense. This is the guy that got 2 buffs. All right, 5 cards in hand.
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
Only the finest serve.
Smashing!
Okay.
Warm hearts and hot soup.
Shiver in your boots! One troll to rule 'em all!
The War Mother will unite us all.
The problem with this matchup is that, man, I feel like I need to go back to triple Howling Abyss now. Like, I really, really need Howling Abyss here. Okay. Well, let's block accordingly. You here?
Make it worth my while.
I've carved meat bigger than you. Let's talk about your dad. I've carved meat bigger than you.
Nothing's tougher than a troll! Come on, come on!
They walked around.
Lifeless judge.
Help the end.
Bow to your king!
Point I.
This is gonna be fun!
Stay back.
Come on, man.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
A chill in the air.
The trap is set.
Time to make some coin.
I'll scrutinize something scrumptious.
Did I?
Appetizers are plenty.
Face me!
My arrow won't miss. If it's a fight they want.
Save the homestead. The trolls are going to war! It's too late now. Let us peruse this establishment's fare. I'll knock 'em dead. I do in one snack'll do.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Mogwai Rising should be your channel name. One love, and remember your posture, good sir.
Thanks, buddy.
You're in troll lands now. Where there's a will,
There's a meal.
Ancient things trapped in the ice.
That's a big fella.
I told you. You gotta believe me.
let us peruse this.
Thank you.
Smashing! This is gonna be fun!
About time.
Our strength is yours!
Patience.
Patience.
Can see the Devastian border from here.
Now we're going in.
Line up!
Oh, that's fortunate. Must be nice.
Bow to no one!
In Avarosa's name! You got a problem? Light the signal fires!
Only the finest serve.
Dude, he's getting all he got all this shit from like one top deck, man. That's annoying.
As the arrow flies. Bristle, attack. Swiftly now. Stand and fight.
Stay back. Bar the doors.
Oh, I should have attacked with the other ordering. Oh, what am I doing? I have the attack with Sejuani. Oh, you imbecile. Oh, Miguel, you idiot. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna Frostbite here.
Time is right. Strike now.
You thought I baited him here.
They'll come for you.
The trap is set.
Blank. We got the combo, boys.
You own what you take. Bristle, attack.
You gotta believe me.
They look angry. Tread carefully.
No backing down.
I had a brain fart with these two.
They walked around.
Neither the flames nor the depths can claim me.
Don't call me strike. Don't you dare!
These stories were true.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yes! Yes!
Explosives. I'll show him pain.
Bow to your king.
Hit them all.
I know a challenge when I see it.
Ah. All right.
I was judged. I need just a moment.
I'm gonna play Hecarim because I don't want to generate kegs because that forces me to Frostbite this every time because he will challenge my keg for the lethal.
Barrel.
Yeah, no barrels, no barrels. Thank you. We've had enough beer, Gangplank. We don't need more. We can't give Sejuani.
My aim is true.
Cool story, girl. Fascinating.
I will unite the frail.
At this point, we don't need the Howling Abyss anymore
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
because we're going for the kill. 6 champs, boys! The Super Friends! We got the 7. Black Noir. Queen Maeve.
For glory.
The Deep.
You're mine.
Starlight.
I'm through waiting.
You've concerns, do ya?
Homelander and A-Train?
Face me.
Ba-da-dum. 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 Ba-da-dum.
I rend you first.
I'll cut my name into ya.
This is my choice.
The time is right. Strike now.
We know when he's gonna top deck.
Only the strong survive.
Get knocked the fuck out!
A beacon through the dark.
Now we can have barrels. Now we can have some barrels game playing. Give me them explosives. Let's go boom boom.
Attack.
Bristle, attack! Bristle, eliminate! Overkill? Nah.
A new Freljord will rise.
This matchup is actually spooky though, because they can have ways to destroy our landmarks. All right. We're going second, which is actually a very big deal. Star Springs on curve? That would be not ideal, really. Alright.
I am here to help.
I know I could play TAHM Kench, but if I play TAHM Kench here, my opponent plays TAHM Kench at the same time. On his turn, he gets to play his appetite first, so I don't want to play TAHM Kench on curve here.
Knocked and ready.
The problem is if I play this now and he does play TAHM Kench, it could just snowball out of control here, right? So I'm actually gonna pass. I don't want him to play TAHM Kench. I can play TAHM Kench now because now next turn I will have priority. Yeah, this Rhymefang Wolf is applying a tremendous amount of pressure here. I should probably go back to 2 copies of this thing. This thing is really strong in this meta, especially considering this matchup.
I will find the goodness in you, River King.
Hope only provides temporary sustenance, child.
Now we play TAHM Kench because now the priority will pass over to us.
Always provides.
I'm not blocking that. You can attack all you want, dude. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna bait me. Your attacks are so fucking weak. I mean, why not just kill you though? He could have Bastion as a thing. He could have Bastion at 4 mana. So I'm gonna choose not to do that. I'm just gonna take the hit.
Appetizers of plenty.
We're gonna lock him down this way. So with Rhymefang Wolf, yeah, get out of here. I'm gonna give you the health. Not happening. This lockdown is actually really neat. So this is what we're doing. We're basically making so that if he wants to play another TAHM Kench, we kill it with the Rhymefang Wolf.
Allow me a small sample.
If he plays it on his turn, we eat it. We eat it. I could play Kindly Tavern Keeper to apply some pressure here and to make him make a mistake.
This'll take the chill off.
I will find the goodness in you.
Can I get some debated in the chat, please? Can I get some debated in the chat, please? Shut down, baby. Shut down! I don't want to attack just yet. Like, I want to make sure they can kill Soraka. Ah, there we go. There we go.
Well, you've already got the pot boiling. Yes, but not for you, army!
They never learn. Get in my belly!
Take heart.
Come on in. Let us peruse this establishment's fare. My comestibles again.
Bring me the calm of an ice-shrouded world.
I weave my own fate. Every step, a new journey.
You had your chance to walk away. All shall drown in my magnificence!
Shut down, baby. Shut down!
What a commendable achievement.
God, I played that well. Oh, pat on the back. Turns out, boys, we're actually a counter.